All right, in this first video, we're going to draw our guide to cut out our 30-degree test truss. Now, the main goal of this assignment is for you to practice building a simple truss. So when we do our full project, you have some experience laying out, cutting your balsa, and you're not going to be wasting some of your length of wood with sloppy cuts, and you get some practice. So what we want to do, everyone's going to be making the same truss. It's going to have a 8.5 base piece, so this long piece down here at the bottom, 8.5 inches, and our angles between both sides are going to be 30 degrees. That means the top angle, you can figure out that it is 120 degrees. So we will always create a guide when we make a truss. And we'll do that just on a piece of scrap paper. And I can start by laying out my base piece, since that's the piece I know the length of. Here's 8.5 inches. I'm going to draw a nice straight line using my ruler. You will need a ruler for this assignment. You'll also need a protractor. Okay. Apologies if you haven't used one of these since you were in 5th grade. Hopefully you remember how to do it. All right. So what I want to do is I need to mark out a 30-degree angle from both these sides here. Now, another option would be to draw this mathematically, figure out what your height would be, calculate the length of your hypotenuse, but that's really not necessary since we're drawing it out to scale. So I can line up my protractor right here, and all I got to do is put a little mark right where the 30-degree sign is. And I'll come in here and I'll draw a nice construction line just faintly with my pencil. Just kind of drag it across there. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. I might need to move my camera a little bit here so I can fit my protractor in. Yeah, there we go. So now here let's see. The more precise you are with your measurements, the more well constructed your truss will be. So here I'm at 180, so I got to come back 30 degrees. That'll put me at 150. So I'll mark that out, and I'll draw another construction line. Now, if I've done this correctly, these lines should cross over the midpoint of the bottom line. So if I draw that down, kind of make a little mark there, I should see that to be 4¼ inch, which it is. Might be hard for you to see, but it's pretty good. I can come back in here if I want and kind of beef up my object lines here now that I know which part is going to actually be on the piece. Let's see. Draw a nice dark line there and another one here. Now, one thing you do not have to do is account for the thickness of the balsa wood. We're using 1/8 inch balsa. Some students will actually come in here and they'll try to draw lines to actual guidelines for the wood. It's really not necessary. It's a lot easier if you just draw it as straight lines like so, and you lay the balsa down and just cut it as it lays on the paper. I'm going to show you how to do that in the next video. You should have a truss like this.